So I request you to close your eyes for 2 seconds and notice the last thought that just passed through your mind. Now, what if that thought came true? Not someday, not metaphorically, literally. Every thought that you thought, if it came true. So if you thought that I'm going to mess this up, boom, you messed it up. If you thought they don't respect me, boom, disrespect shows up. If you thought, boom, I'm lucky, opportunities appear. Now imagine that this is not a spiritual concept. It is a law, a cosmic rule. Now you ask yourself, if that becomes true, and if it is true, and I can tell you that it is true, would you allow your mind to run on autopilot the way it does? Or would you start treating your thoughts like loaded weapons, like sacred tools, like seeds? So, once again, what if every thought of yours came true? What are the pros, what are the cons, and how do you become more powerful, more responsible as a human being? Not by controlling everything, but by becoming consciously at cause when you are creating it. Being a conscious creator. So remember one thing, a thought is a thought. It's not an event. Now a lot of people treat their thoughts like they are true and they are facts. But thoughts are more like weather like the weather which keeps changing in the sky of your awareness, just weather patterns happening. And the important thing is thoughts have consequences. Now, modern science, neuroscience will tell us that thoughts influence your emotions. Emotions influence your decisions. Decisions influence your habits. And habits shape your identity. And your identity shapes your destiny. So even if thoughts don't magically become reality instantly, they definitely do over a period of time. So let us take this thought experiment literally. What if every thought became real immediately? Not just the positive ones, not just the affirmations, all of them. Every worry, every fear, every judgment, every fantasy, every what if. What do you think will happen in life? If every thought came true, most people would accidentally create chaos within the first 24 hours. Because the average mind, as you know, creates random worries, rehearsed arguments, old resentments, jealousy comparisons, and catastrophic what if this happens, what if that happens, and a lot of self-insults. So if you think I'm not good enough, your reality will arrange itself to prove it true. If you think something bad will happen, then reality will make sure that something bad will happen. So if thoughts came true, the first work of leadership would be inner governance. Not productivity, not time management, not strategy. Whether you're a leader or not, it is inner governance, managing your inner self. So you need a conscious parliament inside your head, not the cacophonic parliament which we are familiar with. A conscious parliament inside your head. Because right now, for most of us, the mind is like a public park at night. Anybody can walk in. If the park is not locked, obviously. So, let us look at the pros, the positive side. If every thought came true, then you could heal faster by saying, I'll heal faster. You could create opportunities instantly. You wish it and it happens. You could attract resources with clarity, design relationships consciously. You could solve problems with single clean decision. You could become incredibly impactful in life, right? If all your thoughts came true. Imagine walking into a meeting and thinking, may this conversation produce the highest outcome for everyone, and it happens. Tuck. Imagine thinking, let my team operate with trust, clarity, and ownership, and suddenly, tuck, the culture shifts. Imagine thinking, my body knows how to regenerate, and your energy rises up. And in this world, your inner clarity becomes your outer reality. You would become a creator very, very fast. But there's a catch, no? You will have to grow up as a human being very quickly, right? Because let's look at the cons. And you'll find out why everybody does not get that Ichha Shakti. Untrained mind will become a danger to you. If every thought came true, the biggest danger wouldn't be other people, it would be your own unconscious mind. No? Because the mind is not designed to create truth, as you know. Mind is designed to scan for danger and predict outcomes. So it generates the worst case scenarios in order to keep you safe. That's its job. In the normal world, these are just thoughts. But in this world of every thought coming true, these will become events. So your fear-based thought system will become a self-fulfilling, disaster-creating machine. So if you think they will reject me, you will actually get rejection. If you think I will lose everything, you will actually lose everything. If you think I cannot trust anyone, well, betrayal will keep on happening. You will never need enemies. Your mind will keep producing them. Na? So the downside is very clear. If thoughts create reality, then your unconscious thinking becomes very, 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 very expensive. So now we believe from shifting to because to me cause. Now, normally we think that, oh, this happened because of them. We are shifting it to me cause, which will say, what part of this am I generating? What part of this I am allowing? What part of it I am maintaining? Not blaming yourself, not guilt, but taking ownership, being very clear that I am creating everything with my thoughts, right? So if every thought came true, you will never say, life is happening to me. You will start thinking or asking, what am I thinking that is creating it? So look at whatever is happening to you in your life and start asking this question, what is it that I am thinking that is creating all this? And that question will change everything. You would start noticing patterns. Like, I always think people don't support me. I always think they will not support me. Or a thought like, I always think I'm late, I'm behind. There are people who even think success is dangerous. Or I always think I will have to struggle in order to get whatever I have to get. And if you become aware, you may realize these are not truth. These are programs that we are running. And a responsible person learns to update his programs, no? Let me give you a simple example. This young person I was working with, very brilliant, very capable, he would keep thinking, I am going to be exploited. They will find out I'm not good enough. They will find out the truth about me. He never said it loudly to anyone, but he was running it behind the scenes. And you know what? He started behaving like someone who is about to be caught, He over-explained, he apologized too much, he avoided visibility, he missed a lot of chances in life. Now imagine if his thoughts came true instantly. They do. That one thought would produce humiliation repeatedly. But when he learned to shift it, not with, fake positivity, but with presence, he asked, what if I'm not here to prove myself right or to prove myself? I'm here to contribute. This single reframing changed his choices in life and the results started coming. So, in the normal world, thoughts become true through behavior. So today, I want to make that relationship very, very conscious. So, how do you become powerful and responsible if thoughts create reality? And let me tell you, they actually do. So, how do you become powerful and responsible? So, I'll give you 3 doors to enter from, 3 gates, you can call them. So, before your thought becomes your thought, it has to pass through 3 gates. You have to put it through 3 gates. First one is it true? Is it true what you're thinking? Not ki, it feels to be true. But is it verifiably true? Most of your thoughts would fail over there. For example, if you said, I know people don't support me. Is it true or is it just a feeling? Is it verifiably true? Is it true that nobody supports you? So at that level itself, when you question it, most of your thoughts will fail. Gate number 2. Next question. Is it useful? So I'm thinking something. Is it useful? Even if it's true, Is it useful for me to think this at this moment? Example, I might fail. Maybe. But is it useful for me at this moment to think like that? Or is it shrinking me? It is going to dampen my efforts. If I think I'm going to fail, what kind of efforts I'm going to put in? Gate number 3. Is it kind? Not soft, not weak. This thought, is it kind? It means, does it support my life? Does it support growth? Does it support clarity? Does it support creation? Now, if any thought will fail in these 3 gates, please do not entertain such a thought. Because if in our scenario, if you allow this thought to be there, well, it's not going to be very good for you, is it? So, if every thought came true, you would treat your mind with more care, isn't it? Like you might care for your nutrition. Like would you eat random street food from a dirty stall and hope for the best? No. You see that stall wala washing the, plate from dirty water. Would you eat there? No. But most people will feed their mind any kachara, right? Doom scrolling, listening to sad songs, gossip, listening to gossip, a lot of self-hate thoughts, watching violent news, comparing. See, if your thoughts manifest, then all this kachara, you're going to make it true. Would you like to do this? All this garbage, making it true. Responsible human being will say, I choose what I consume. I choose what I rehearse. I choose what I repeat. Because repetition turns a thought into belief, and beliefs will run your life. They will control your life. Question: are we supposed to control every thought? Look, we cannot stop thoughts from arising. You can stop identifying with them. You don't need very, very rigid control. What we need is awareness and choice. See, like ads keep popping out on your phone, right? Do you click them? No, no. So if every thought came true, you would become a master of not clicking unnecessary thoughts, no? You notice fear and you say, okay, noted, I'm not buying this. You notice your judgment and you say, that's a low quality thought, next one, I don't want this one. You notice scarcity thought coming and you say, I refuse to build my life from that dirty material. That is not suppression, it is leading yourself in the right direction. You know, sometimes certain things come up in your mind, like thoughts, like questions. One important question, sometimes very, very frequent question is, what if it goes wrong? In our thoughts that create reality world, that's a very dangerous thought. So instead of asking, what if it goes wrong, try something else instead. Ask, what else is possible here that I have not considered before? Or you can ask, what is the highest outcome that I can create? What would love do in this situation? Not romance, love as in intelligence. Or the question can be, what is my next aligned action? Or if whatever this works out brilliantly, what would it look like? See, questions are very, very beautiful and very, very powerful because they direct the mind without forcing it. A question is like steering a horse. Very gentle but very, very decisive. Now here is a reset that we can all do daily. Notice the dominant thought loop right now. Name it in 5 words or less. So whatever thought loop is, this goes on and on, that loop. Name it in 5 words or less. Example, I am behind and not enough. Step 2, ask, is this thought true? Is this thought useful? Is this thought kind? Step number 3, if it fails through any one of these gates, replace it with a creator thought that is believable and empowering. Believable. For example, replace it with, your mind is saying, I am behind. You can say, I can choose one clear next step. No? If your thought is, they will reject me, you can say, I can show up with value. If you're saying, I am not enough, you can say, I am learning, I'm building, I'm becoming. And the next step is, take one action that matches the creator thought. Yeah, so if you say, I am learning, I'm building, take one creator thought. Learn something new. Or start learning something new. Or open a book or do whatever. Because action seals the new reality. So, do thoughts literally come true? Maybe not in instant fireworks or something. But one thing I can tell you with certainty, with guarantee, thoughts become realities through attention, emotion, behavior, and repetition. Watch out for that. And if you live as if your mind, if you live as though your thoughts matter, if you live as if your mind is a creative power, you automatically become more aware, more responsible, less reactive, more intentional, more compassionate, and a far more effective human being. So, if every thought of yours came true, what would you stop thinking today? And what would you start thinking deliberately, like a conscious creator? And a good thing to remember is the world is not only shaped by what you do, it is also constantly shaped by what you consistently hold inside of you. So if you want your life to work for you, it starts with the mind that works. So I want to leave you with this. Your thoughts are like seeds. Your attention is like water. Your actions are sunlight. Choose your thoughts wisely.